But as far as the fight, I feel like Bud could beat him easy. How though?
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love boxing.
Who gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fighter in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating.
Up in New York when Hamza fought Berlanga, and he doesn't look too small anymore. He's filled out a lot. He looks quite big.
According to experts, Terence Crawford's unparalleled versatility and ring IQ give him the advantage over Canelo Alvarez. Without hesitation, Stephen A. Smith predicts that Terence Crawford will defeat Canelo Alvarez. Although he says he admires Canelo, he maintains that Crawford has the ability and mentality to prevail. He argues that Crawford is the only fighter who can defeat Canelo's strength and control.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love
Who
boxing.
gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fighter in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always
that.
prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's going to knock him.
Analysts have made an intriguing analogy between Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence. According to them, Spence shares Canelo's Mexican-inspired fighting style, which combines technique, tenacity, and tactical pressure. The reasoning is simple. It is logical to assume that Terence Crawford may defeat Canelo in the same way that he defeated Errol Spence. Spence's body attack, footwork, and technical skill are comparable to Canelo's. According to the analysts, this demonstrates that Crawford has the skills, flexibility, and mental acuity to challenge Canelo's approach. Given that Crawford has already defeated a fighter with comparable skill levels and methods, this comparison supports the idea that he can succeed.
Everyone wins by way of knockout. Is there a drastic difference in skill set and style between Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez? There's not. There's not. There's obvious differences. But is there a drastic difference? No. Errol Spence is flat-footed, aggressive, come forward, and a pressure fighter. Canelo Alvarez is aggressive, come forward, flat-footed, and a pressure fighter. Overall, their skill set is pretty much the same skill set. The difference is durability. For one, Canelo Alvarez has as great of a chin as there is in the sport of boxing historically, where we've seen Errol Spence hurt in the past, early in his career, and then you've seen him, buzzed by your Dana Sugas. But obviously, Errol Spence has suffered the horrific car accident, okay? Errol Spence suffered the 2 major eye injuries.
Concerns regarding Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez's disparities in weight are dismissed by Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson says that Crawford's skill, ring IQ, and versatility greatly exceed the influence of size alone. He contends that Bud Crawford has faced enough opponents of different styles and skill levels to be ready for a task like this. Stevenson underlines that weight is not the only factor in boxing. It all comes down to timing, accuracy, and understanding how to counter an opponent's advantages. He believes that Crawford has consistently demonstrated his ability to adjust to any situation. Stevenson is adamant that Crawford can defeat Canelo and believes that strategy and execution will determine the outcome more so than physical prowess.
I feel like Bud could beat him easy. How though?
What are your thoughts on Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez? Terence going up another 2 weight classes. Just got to 54, he's skipping 60, going straight to 68, talking about what's going on.
I feel like once he beat Canelo, that will be like one of the greatest resumes in boxing ever, just because of the fact that he's going up 2 divisions just to fight this guy, and this guy's bigger than him. And not only did you just crush Errol Spence, but you go out there and the way that he beats Canelo too. If he go out there and just dominate and make it an easy fight, honestly, I think that that's going to be like one of the best resumes I ever seen. But as far as the fight, I feel like Bud could beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything, just how is it?
For me, it's a blueprint already. Floyd was a lot smaller than Canelo when he fought him. You keep Canelo on the outside. I ain't going to even say too much, but you keep him on the outside and make it easy.
Amir Khan responds to the critique of Terence Crawford's prospects, focusing on his stature and strength. Khan highlights Crawford's proficiency with body-targeting techniques and short, accurate strikes, stating that these have been crucial to his triumphs over elite opponents like Errol Spence. Khan emphasizes Crawford's capacity to manage a fight's tempo and open doors with deft movement and precise accuracy. Khan claims that critics undervalue the ability of these honed abilities to defeat even more formidable foes. He contends that, as in his prior notable victories, Crawford's body work and tactical acuity will be crucial if he fights Canelo.
Both fighters. So yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going there. I've been asked to go there and obviously give my input on the fight before they go in the ring. And obviously I know both fighters. Canelo's a friend now after our fight we had, and also Crawford had shared training camp with him as well. It's a good fight. But I'm not going to say too much.
Okay.
I'm going to save it till on the day of the fight.
Okay.
But look, it's going to be a mega fight. Honestly, it's hard to pick the winner.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a close one.
I know you said you don't want to say too much, but when people talk about Crawford boxing on the outside and using his movement, almost making it boring in a sense, do you think he can do that with the added weight that gets put on and him boxing in that certain style that we haven't really seen him box like before? In terms of boxing on the outside and almost sort of that stick and movement type.
Talking about Crawford, yeah?
Crawford, yeah.
Look, Crawford's going to probably do the same thing that he knows best, which is box, be smart, slow movements, small steps. So only small steps he's taking. So I mean, look, and it's always worked for him. Every fight he's been in, we thought that the fight with Spence was going to be hard, and he made it look so easy. Now, we've never really seen him in a hard fight where we've seen him in trouble, so maybe this could be the fight that puts him in that trouble to see what he's going to be like when he's under pressure. You know what I mean? We've never seen either fighter under pressure, like a lot of pressure. I mean, you can't say...
Maybe Golovkin for Canelo, I guess you could say.
Exactly, yeah, Golovkin, yeah. But other than that, I don't class the Mayweather fight a hard fight, because Mayweather just a runner, wasn't he?
Yeah. But, I guess Bivol had the size.
Bivol had the size advantage, but this one, I think Canelo has the size advantage. But then again, I've always said Crawford puts on the weight well. If you look at size of him, you see his picture when he was like 185. He looked huge, bro. He looked jacked up and he looked strong at the weight as well.
Eddie Hearn, the promoter, acknowledges that at first he disregarded Crawford's prospects against Canelo. But after meeting Crawford face-to-face and seeing his attitude, his perspective drastically shifted. Crawford's unflinching confidence and will to win impressed Hearn. He points out that in elite competitions, the highest level of determination frequently makes the difference. This new perception made Hearn think that Crawford's skill set and mental toughness might make the bout much more competitive than he had initially thought. Hearn still recognizes Canelo's advantages, but he now believes Crawford has a chance to win.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
well,
feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. But I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and, you know, but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him, and I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Andy Lee, a former fighter, describes Canelo and Crawford's bout as a great fight for the sport. By pointing out that Crawford is larger than people may believe, he minimizes the idea that weight is a deciding issue. Crawford has put on weight in preparation for this possible fight, and he looks fit and strong. Although Canelo could have a size advantage by nature, Lee contends that this does not guarantee success. He thinks that Crawford's speed, angles, and adaptability can make up for the size differential and make the fight thrilling and competitive for spectators.
Like every good fight, you know, no one really knows the skill and competitiveness and ring craft of Crawford, or, you know, you can say the same things about Canelo, but just he has that size. And but I see Crawford in New York when Hamza fought Berlanga, and he doesn't look too small anymore. He's filled out a lot. He looked quite big. It's a great fight. I think they're equally matched in skill, and it's going to be one of the best fights. It's going to, like, when you see how skillful both fighters are, the tricks they have, and how they fight. It should be one of the best fights of the last, I don't know how many years. You know, it should be up there with the best fights we can remember.
Yeah. Does the weight putting on for Crawford?
This is what scares me going into this Terence Crawford fight. These are the guys Canelo's typically fighting. This is his last opponent, William Scull. William Scull is far from a great opponent. When we're talking about sheer size and strength, Canelo is just way more built and used to taking on larger guys and overpowering them. Look at William Scull. This guy is jacked. He's huge, man. And that makes me think, like, if Canelo has been taking punches from guys like this, I'm not saying William Scull in particular, but guys like William Scull, the size of William Scull, and he's been dropping them, stopping them, beating them around the ring, overpowering, over-muscling, just everything, physically demanding over them. That makes me think, man, Terence Crawford, I don't know what, you gonna have to come with some heat, dog. Look at Canelo.